In the moments after Jesus expelled what the Gospels describe as demons from the man living among the tombs of Gadarene, an event occurred that traditional theology has never been able to decode. The entities did not simply depart. They begged, they pleaded, they requested permission to enter a herd of swine, rather than endure what Jesus intended to do next. The canonical scriptures say Jesus allowed it, but Gnostic writings that survived the purges of the early church reveal a deeper truth. In that instant, Jesus uttered a 6-letter command, a single Aramaic word carrying a vibrational force so lethal to archonic beings that it shattered their cloaking fields and compelled them into their authentic form. When this word was spoken, the beings inhabiting the man became visible, not only to spiritual perception, but to physical sight. The disciples witnessed them. The man witnessed them. And for the first time, everyone present realized that the forces influencing human impulses, inserting intrusive thoughts, steering emotions, and feeding on fear and disorder were not metaphors or symbolic teachings. They were real entities, and they could be seen. For 2,000 years, the church has concealed this command. It was erased from translations, masked within Greek symbols that distorted the original Aramaic sound. They declared only ordained authorities could confront demonic forces, ensuring ordinary people never discover the word that grants power over the entities feeding on them. Yet the command endured in fragments, passed through hidden lineages, guarded by those who understood that the Archon's greatest offense is invisibility, and their greatest vulnerability is a human capable of forcing them into sight. If you have ever felt a sudden shift in atmosphere when certain individuals enter a space, if you have experienced thoughts that feel foreign, invasive, appearing without origin, if you have sensed a presence nearby, unseen yet undeniably real, then you have already perceived archonic activity. You are sensing what most remain blind to their entire lives. And that sensitivity means you are prepared for the next stage, not just detecting them, but exposing them, forcing them into visibility, watching them lose power the moment they can no longer hide. You did not arrive at this message by chance. The algorithm does not distribute this knowledge randomly. Something deeper guided you here. The divine spark within you. The fragment of monad consciousness that never fully surrendered to the Archon system. Recognize the frequency of these words before your conscious mind processes them. That spark knows the command. That spark has spoken it in lifetimes you no longer remember. And tonight, that spark will speak again through your voice. You will see what has been feeding in the unseen spaces between your thoughts. And if you feel a rising pressure in your chest now, a sudden alertness, a heightened awareness, the sense of being more awake than you were moments ago, then comment the words, "I see them." Let me know you are present. Let me know the awakened ones are prepared to pull the invisible controllers into sight. Because in the next few minutes, you will be shown the 6-letter command Jesus used to force Archons into revelation. You will understand why this word works, what unfolds when it is spoken, and how to use it tonight to witness what is latched onto your energy field without your conscious knowing. To grasp why a single word carries such force, you must first understand what Archons truly are and how they sustain control over human awareness. Ancient Gnostic records describe them not as religious demons, but as governors of material domain, entities existing in frequency ranges just beyond physical perception. They possess no dense bodies like humans. They are formed of thought structures, emotional currents, and directed will, and they survive by consuming the low-frequency emotions humans generate. Fear, anger, hopelessness, shame, confusion. These states emit energetic signatures that Archons harvest as nourishment. This is not symbolism. It is the energetic mechanism that allows them to maintain form. Without continuous human emotional output, they would dissolve. Their entire system therefore depends on keeping humanity in cycles of emotional reaction. They achieve this through thought insertion. The inner voice that constantly criticizes you, often it is not truly yours. The sudden wave of rage or despair that appears without cause, often it is not your emotion. The repetitive negative mental loops replaying the same scenarios. These are implanted programs running on archonic frequency. Most humans never realize these thoughts are foreign. They identify with every thought that enters awareness, believing themselves to be the thinker. This identification is precisely what Archons require. As long as you believe the thought is yours, you will act on it, react to it, and generate the emotional energy they feed upon. But the moment you recognize that thoughts can be inserted, that your mind can be influenced by unseen entities, everything shifts. You begin observing your mind differently. You question recurring patterns. And most dangerous to the archons of all, you begin searching for them. This is where the six-letter command becomes essential. Archons preserve power through invisibility. They operate in the gaps of awareness, in the blind zones of consciousness, in frequencies beyond physical sight. As long as they remain unseen, they manipulate without opposition. Yet they carry one fatal vulnerability. They cannot refuse a direct command spoken in the authority of Source. When an individual with sufficient spiritual awareness pronounces the word of power correctly, archons must obey. They must reveal themselves. And in the instant they become visible, even briefly, their grip on human consciousness collapses. Jesus understood this fully. He did not come to build a religion devoted to him. He came to teach the pneumatics, the spirit bearers, how to use words of power to free themselves from archonic control. The Gospel of Mark records many moments where he cast out unclean spirits, but the precise method, the mechanics, were deliberately removed from the text. What remains in the mainstream text are vague lines. He commanded them, and they departed. But the Gnostic sources that preserve the uncensored teachings reveal that Jesus used precise names and exact commands operating at frequencies archons cannot withstand. The six-letter command is one of these. When spoken with authority and focused intention, it generates a vibrational pulse that dismantles the cloaking fields archons use to stay unseen. For a brief interval, often 10 to 30 seconds, they become perceptible. How you perceive them depends on your level of inner sight. Some witness shifting shadows or distortions in the air. Others see geometric flickers or dim forms that seem to drink in surrounding light. Those with fully open vision see clearer shapes, insectoid outlines, reptilian contours, elongated figures, hollow eyes. But perfect spiritual vision is not required. Even people with no experience of entity perception report that when they pronounce the word correctly, a hidden presence suddenly becomes undeniable, as if something concealed has been briefly exposed. Now place your hand on your throat, resting over your vocal cords. Feel the vibration when you hum. That vibration is your voice, your instrument of force. Every word you speak sends ripples through the conscious field around you. Most words resonate at frequencies archons easily endure. But certain sounds vibrate at tones that destabilize their energetic structure. These were known in ancient mystery schools as words of power. They were guarded carefully because speaking them produced effects that threatened existing authority. Priests and rulers could not allow ordinary people access to words that enabled them to see and command invisible forces. Forces those institutions claim exclusive control over. So these words were erased, encrypted, or declared forbidden. The six-letter command that forces archons into visibility was labeled especially dangerous. The church ruled it could only be used in formal exorcism rites by authorized clergy. They buried it beneath ritual to prevent individuals from using it directly, because they knew a population capable of exposing archons, of seeing what truly controlled them, could never be governed. Such people would recognize the corruption within religious structures. They would see archonic presence in institutions. They would walk away from every system built to keep them spiritually dependent. And so the command had to be suppressed. But it survived, passed from teacher to student in hidden lineages that understood its significance. And tonight, it reaches you. The six-letter command is Elohim, not spoken as a name of worship, but as a directive invoking divine authority. In Hebrew, Elohim is grammatically plural, meaning divine powers, the emanations of the monad, aspects of source consciousness existing beyond the material realm. When you speak this word as a command, you are not summoning external beings. You are activating the authority you carry as a fragment of the monad itself, declaring that the divine presence within you orders the archons to reveal themselves. The word must be spoken aloud, not whispered, not thought silently. Vocalize with force and unwavering conviction. And before your mind dismisses this as too simple, before it insists there must be more, pause. That reaction is archonic interference. They do not want you to test this. They do not want you to realize that a single word, spoken with authority, can strip away their invisibility. The resistance or doubt surfacing in your mind right now is evidence you are approaching something real. Archons do not waste energy opposing information that poses no threat. Your doubt is their defense. Breathe through it. Stay with me. Here is how the command is used, not as superstition, but as an inner act of sovereign awareness. Choose a moment when you are alone and undisturbed. Night is ideal, when the world is quiet and your mind is most receptive. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Take 3 slow breaths and let your awareness settle. Bring attention to your chest, to the spark of monad consciousness beneath your ribs. Feel it. Feel the quiet authority of simply existing as a fragment of source. From that recognition, not from fear, not from desperation, but from inner sovereignty, speak the command aloud. Elohim, reveal what is hidden. Let the sound fill the space. As you speak, extend your awareness outward. Notice subtle shifts in sensation, areas of tension, emotional density, repeating thought loops, sudden inner resistance. These are the places where unseen influence has been operating beneath conscious awareness. For a brief window, what was unconscious becomes noticeable, not necessarily as visions, but as recognition. Patterns you didn't realize were running. Emotional currents you didn't know were steering you. Inner voices that were never truly yours. Do not fear what you notice. These patterns are weaker than they appear. Their power depended on remaining unseen. The moment you observe them, their control begins to dissolve. When something is recognized, a repeating thought, an emotional charge, an inner pressure, address it directly. I see you. You have no authority over me. I am sovereign. You must leave. This is not negotiation. This is declaration. You are informing the pattern that its invisibility is broken, and it no longer has permission to operate in your field. Resistance may arise. Thoughts like, this is imagination, this is pointless, this is silly. Recognize these as a final defense of old programming. Do not argue, simply repeat. Elohim, reveal what is hidden. I see you. You must leave now. Each repetition weakens a pattern's hold. Often within minutes, sometimes seconds, you feel release, a lightness, a clarity, space where pressure once existed. That is the pattern dissolving. Afterward, place your hand on your heart and seal the process. I am sealed in monad light. No unconscious pattern may operate without my awareness and consent. This establishes a boundary of self-awareness, a reminder that nothing runs in your psyche without your recognition. The first time you practice this inner command, you may notice many hidden patterns surfacing, habits, emotional loops, inherited fears. Each is addressed the same way. Reveal, recognize, release, seal. Over time, something profound happens. You become instantly aware when a new pattern tries to take hold. The moment it appears, you recognize it, and it dissolves before gaining strength. That is true sovereignty, not fighting monsters, but awakening the observer that was always above them. This real-time awareness makes you nearly impossible to manipulate. Old programs cannot run unnoticed when you recognize them the instant they arise. You become clear, self-directed, operating from your own consciousness rather than from inherited conditioning. Now understand what happens after you begin practicing this. The mind resists before it releases. The first times you expose hidden patterns and declare sovereignty over them, they may intensify briefly. Old fears surfacing, vivid dreams, emotional waves, sudden doubt. This is not failure. It is stored material coming forward to be seen. Many people misinterpret this phase and stop, but this stage is temporary. It is simply the psyche reorganizing once unconscious material is no longer allowed to remain hidden. Continue the practice. Continue revealing. Continue declaring awareness over reaction. Within a short period of consistent work, the turbulence settles. The old loops recognize they no longer have control. They dissolve, and you enter a state of clarity most people never sustain. Clean, present, unhooked from automatic reactions, operating as yourself rather than as inherited programming. Now, before anything else, Try the command inwardly. Close your eyes. Feel the spark in your chest. Speak aloud with steady authority. Elohim, reveal what is hidden. Then rest in silence for a moment. Notice what thoughts, sensations, or emotions rise. That is what was previously unseen. Recognition is the beginning of release. If you experience a moment of insight, if something became clearer than before, comment below, "I see them." Let others know you are participating in unveiling what was unconscious. Because when enough people learn to observe their own inner mechanisms, the larger systems built on unconscious control begin to weaken. No system can dominate a population that sees itself clearly. Subscribe to this channel. Each subscription supports the spread of self-awareness over unconscious influence. Each share passes as teaching to someone who has been living on automatic patterns without knowing it. Institutions once claimed only intermediaries could grant spiritual authority. But the deeper teaching was always the opposite. You carry awareness by virtue of existing. No external permission is required to know yourself. The 6-letter command is now yours. Elohim, reveal what is hidden. Bring the unseen into awareness. Recognize what was running silently. Release what no longer belongs. You are not broken. You're not imagining things. You are simply seeing what was always there, now finally conscious. And that is how sovereignty over your own consciousness begins.